The race for the White House will be decided by the undecided voters who haven't made up their minds whether they'll cast a ballot for President Obama or Governor Mitt Romney. And both candidates are waging an all-out blitz to get their vote. So with the conventions over, we thought we'd look into the minds of some of those undecided voters. 10 of them are joining us this morning, along with CBS News political director John Dickerson and CBS Money Watch executive editor Jack Otter. Good morning to you all. We're going to do this in sort of a question and answer format. And Rosemary Ellis of Pennsylvania, let me start with you because you've described yourself as undecided and disgusted.
Yes, yes.
Start us off.
Well, I have a college degree, but I can only find part-time work, and I'm living below the poverty line. Which candidate has a plan for someone like me to find full-time work?
Well, they have very different plans, actually. Mitt Romney's philosophy is that when government spends money on programs like training workers, it ends up wasting taxpayer money more than actually creating jobs. So he would instead cut taxes, he would get rid of some of the environmental and accounting regulations that he says hold back business, and he would transfer those training programs to the companies themselves. Obama, he would cut taxes, but in a very targeted way. So, for instance, he wants to get rid of the deductions you can take if you're a company that closes your factory here and moves overseas. And he'd also spend money. He would build out infrastructure, repairing bridges, repairing roads, and the electrical grid on the idea that in the short term, you hire people, in the long term, you might help the economy.
Okay, thank you.
Jack's nailed it perfectly. I mean, this is a philosophical question about the role of government in private industry and how that then will spread out and help the rest of the economy.
All right, let's go to the back row. Dave Hollenbeck, let's go to you. You're still undecided. What could swing you?
Well, I guess my question basically for Mr. Romney would be, with all he hopes to do for the economy, Medicare reform, creating jobs and everything, would he ever commit to raising taxes if that's what it took to get this country living back within its means?
He says no way, no how. He will not raise taxes in any form, but he said that version of that before, and in Massachusetts, he did something called raising fees, which is basically the exact same thing. The idea would be that if they, and whoever wins, there's going to be an immediate fight over the budget. And in that fight, there's going to be some trade-off. And the betting is probably, even though he said absolutely no tax increases, the only way you can really get to a deal is to have something. So it may just come down to the name they put on what will essentially be some kind of a tax increase.
But Jack Otter, let me just jump in here, because a lot of economists will tell you if you want to get the debt down, which we all know we have to do, tax increases are inevitable, yes?
There is no credible plan for really attacking this nation's debt that doesn't involve pain on both sides. You have to cut benefits, you have to cut entitlements, and you have to raise revenue, which is another way of saying increasing taxes one way or the other.
Let's go to Sean Mons now. Sean, you're from a swing state, Virginia, going to be hotly fought. You're on the fence still, too. What do you want to know?
I want to know what Mr. Romney has in plan to help build the lower and middle class. If you're going to build a building, you got to start with the foundation. And what I hear is he's more interested in taking care of the rich and the super rich.
Well, I think his argument would be he's going to do a number of things that will help the middle class, maybe not directly, but that by getting the economy going again through everything from trade deals to education to lowering, to taking care of the deficit so that the economy can be more healthy, that the middle class will then be helped by general economic health. Less of a direct targeted approach to the middle class, the way the president has programs that are more targeted, but more of a general getting the economy going, and that will then help the middle class. Okay.